Hello, I'm Mark.
And I'm Joanne, and we're from Ray White, Bishopdale and Strowan.
Okay, so earlier this year the Ray White, Bishopdale and Strowan offices changed their fleet vehicles over to electric vehicles, and we'd love to take you for a tour. When we were looking for electric vehicles for our fleet, we looked at a number of different makes and models, but the one that ticked all the boxes for us was the Hyundai Kona, especially with its range of over 450 k's. So when Barry and Karen first suggested the idea of electric vehicles, I was a bit sceptical. I didn't really know a lot about them, and obviously never driven one before. But the guys at Hyundai were fantastic, really helpful, and this car now, I'm used to driving it just like any other car. As far as charging them goes, it's pretty straightforward. I probably charge this 2 or 3 times a week, depending on where I'm going, because obviously the further you go, the more charge you need in the battery. And all the information regarding it, it says 450 k's, but there's a wee countdown mileage thing on it that when it's fully charged, it's closer to 500 than 450. So it's a bit like charging your cell phone. It's just one of those things you've got to remember to do. And once you get into the swing of it, it's no big deal at all. A lot of people are quite curious, because obviously there's a lot said of electric cars being the way of the future kind of thing, and a bit like myself, these other people have had no experience with driving them, and they quite often ask about the range and what they like to charge, how you go about charging them, and all that type of thing. So it's certainly sparks a lot of interest. I mean, obviously most people see the superchargers at the supermarkets and shopping malls and so forth, but it actually comes with 2 leads, one to plug in to those superchargers, or you can just plug it into your 3-pin plug at home. Previously in the petrol car I was spending in excess of probably $150 a week most weeks, because in property management you do a fair bit of driving. But now that we've got these vehicles, we're probably saving in excess of $10,000 a year. It does cost more to buy an electric vehicle initially than what it costs to buy the same vehicle in a petrol, but given the long-term sustainability and the savings made over the 5 to 10 years you may well own the vehicle, it certainly stacks up and makes sense for our business. We also encourage long-term sustainable investments in property, and this is basically along the same lines but in a motor vehicle format. Thanks very much for coming along for the ride, guys. I hope you enjoyed the bit of an insight into what it's like with the electric vehicles. If you do have any queries or questions about either the electric vehicles or property management, don't hesitate to give us a call. Cheers.